Today, I'm going to take some time to share one of my family's favorite books with you. This is a book called The King of Little Things. It's by the author and storyteller Bill Lepp. Every year, my family goes to storytelling festivals and we listen to people share stories about their lives. Sometimes they make things up, sometimes they tell personal things, but it's a lot of fun. And Bill Lepp is one of our very favorite storytellers, and this is probably my favorite story that he tells. So I hope that you will like it too. Once again, it's called The King of Little Things. Long ago, on the far side of a mountain, lived the King of Little Things. While other kings busied themselves with the big things of this world, he happily ruled over all things small. He was king of coins, candles, combs, keys, knots, nods, and knobby knees, bottles, buttons, beetles, burps, chiggers, chips, and chickadee chirps, petals, paddles, paper clips, lampwicks, lentils, lizard lips, mittens, marbles, macaroni. That's one of my favorite little things. Barnacles, bats, and fried bologna. The king of little things had a cozy house and a loving queen. He fed the birds, left crumbs for the ants, and planted flowers for the bees. He had everything he wanted, and he did not want for more. Not so with bigger kings. No matter how vast their kingdoms, they always wanted more. Bigger riches, bigger bridges, bigger breeches. Greediest of all was King Normos. He wanted to be the king of all the world. And you can see a picture of King Normos. He's so big and he wants to be the king of everything. With this in mind, he gathered an army, a big army. Oh man, he raided realms, he squashed sovereignties, he eradicated empires. When he was certain that he had conquered every king, queen, czar, empress, chieftain, raja, and sultan in the world, it was time for some magnificent merrymaking. He ordered his cooks to fix a fabulous feast. He commanded his goldsmith to create a colossal crown. He instructed his tailors to sew a splendid suit. At last, proclaimed King Normos as he lifted the glittering crown from its velvet cushion, I am the king of all things. But he's forgotten something, hasn't he? His steward raised a trembling hand. I beg your pardon, your highness of great heft. What is it? Snapped the king. My large liege, whimpered the steward. I believe you may have missed his minuscule majesty, the king of little things. Little things have a king, howled Normos. What nonsense! Everyone knows that little things exist only to serve big things. And you can see in the picture, he's so upset he's spitting out his food. Ugh, disgusting. What do you think he's going to want to do? I bet he's going to try and go after the king of little things. King Normos stroked his beard. Where lives this king of little things? He growled. Through the old forest on the far side of a mountain, my considerable sire, said his steward. Amass my armies, Normos cried. We shall go there immediately and put this small king in his very small place. So he's going to war against the king of little things. And he's so big. But I wonder if it's going to be enough. After marching for days, King Normos and his armies at last neared the land of the king of little things. This would not be a fair fight. And that's just the way the big king liked it. As the enemy approached, the king of little things sent a message to his subjects. He had a plan, and he needed their help. You can see there's the king of little things on his little throne. He's got his little cat and his little dog, just like my little dog and my little cat are here by me. Well, during the night, the little things went to work. The next morning, King Normos's soldiers found mealworms in their bread, chiggers in their underpants, and fungus between their toes. Worse yet, there was nothing left to fight with. Termites, they're very little, had made dust heaps of their arrow shafts. Water droplets had worked their way into their gunpowder, and rust had ruined the cannons and the catapults. In a royal rage, King Normos called for his council. If we cannot defeat this king through might, he roared, then clearly we must trick him, we must cheat him, we must lie. After all, a lie, no matter how small, is never a little thing, said King Normos. That's true. Normos turned to his advisors. Invite this charlatan to my tent under a flag of truce and prepare the dungeon. And you can look and see, he is having a fit. He is so upset. The instant that the king of little things entered the tent, small things recognized their master and fell at his feet. Coins rolled out of the big king's coffers. Jewels jumped from his crown. Buttons popped from his suspenders. Normos stood in his underwear before the entire court. Take this puny pretender to the castle, he shrieked, and toss him in the dungeon. You can look and see Normos is in his underwear because his buttons popped off. See? He looks so silly. The soldiers tried, but the dungeon keys were loyal to the king of little things and would not turn the lock. The nails recognized their king and sprang from the door to bow before him. When Normos learned of this, he had the little king taken to the deepest, darkest cavern in the land. He ordered the entrance sealed with a stone, a big stone. And you can see there's the king of little things. He's all by himself in he's a little guy and it's a big cave and a big stone. I hope he's going to be okay. Well, life in the cave was not entirely unpleasant. Ants brought him crumbs. Birds brought seeds. Bees brought honey. But the king of little things missed his house, he missed his garden, and he missed his queen. He sent a message with the ants, the birds, and the bees. He respectfully asked the little things everywhere to make themselves known. The little things loved their king, and they obeyed. All over the world, small things began to happen. Strings unstrung, hangers unhung, doors closed, campfires froze, frills unfrilled, pickles undilled, bolts bolted, brakes jolted, cookies crumbled, blocks tumbled, ticks and clocks left their clocks, boats listed, words twisted, lights unlit, scarves unknit, and every little thing everywhere refused to work. All those little things were so important. The people stormed Normos's castle and demanded that he release the prisoner. Abandoned by his armies, the once mighty king had little choice. And so the king of little things returned home. The little things went back to work. You can see how happy the king of little things is with his little wife and their little garden. But what about King Normos? Well, he spent the rest of his days looking for his keys, his spectacles, his pocket watch, his socks, his wallet, his hairnet, and he never thought about the little things in the same way again. Because what did he learn? Little things are actually very important. So, I hope so much that you've enjoyed this book. I hope that you are all doing well, that you're safe and you're happy and you're enjoying getting to spend time with your family. And hopefully we'll get to see each other again soon. Take care.